Hi guys, it's Adria, and today I kind of just wanted to talk about YouTube. I don't know, like, it's interesting because I get asked frequently, like, if YouTube is my job, if YouTube is my only job. As intrusive or, you know, not anybody's business as that may seem, the reality is it's not. I think people that don't make YouTube videos don't really understand how little YouTube pays you. I don't even want this to turn into a whole video about money, but the YouTubers that you see that live off of YouTube, they get tons more views than I do. So I shared with a family member of mine how much I made a month, and they were surprised. They were like, that's not a lot at all. And I was like, no, it's not. And I don't want people to think that YouTube is all about the money for me, but the thing is, when you love something, it's nice to feel that your time is valued and that it's being rewarded in a sense, because all the big YouTubers that do live off of YouTube and are able to support themselves on YouTube, like, that is amazing, and like literally I aspire to do that. Like, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to film every single day. I want to be able to make a living off of what I do. I want to be able to put the money I make back into it to do things that cost money. You see, YouTubers, you don't really think about it, but when they're doing taste testing videos, when they're doing DIYs, it's like they go out and they spend money on that stuff. So, I mean, I want to eventually get to a point where YouTube is my job and I can put money back into it to, you know, build it bigger. And I've actually like thought about closing my P.O. box because, I mean, I get like a few pieces of mail here and there. I feel like when I first opened it, I got a bunch because, you know, it was like, oh, exciting, P.O. box. But a P.O. box is a lot of money. It's, you know, it's stuff people don't really think about. And I don't want this to be like, oh, you know, now I feel bad that I didn't send you anything. Like, no, it's not about that, but it's just, you know, it's a lot of money. Not that it's not worth it, but I just can't afford to do it. That makes me really sad that I have to do things like that, you know, like, I can't afford to have communication with you guys, and I can feel myself tearing up about that because, like, I can't. Some of you guys might know that I have been unemployed for the past like 6 months. I've just been barely able to scrape by from savings that I had and from YouTube as well. Overall, I'm just kind of at a standstill, and I'm just like, I've had to make financial decisions. Like, I couldn't even tell you the last time I bought myself something. Besides you're probably like, oh, you just got a new phone, but I'm actually saving money with the new phone I got, surprisingly. But I'm at a frustrating position right now, and I'm kind of in like a, I don't know, like, and it's also frustrating when, you know, you feel like you put in as much effort as other people do and you see other people flourishing. And it's not even to sound like selfish and, you know, desperate and money hungry and what, but you just don't feel like it's paying off like you would want. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't want my channel to turn into putting something out just to pay your bills, you know what I mean? Like, oh, rent's due, better put out a juicy video. I don't want to be that, and I don't want to be the person that compromises what they love doing to put more out, you know? Like, I like flicked my hair, but it almost seems like people care more about quantity over quality. Like, they'd rather put out a video 7 days a week than put out like 2 videos a week and have them be quality content. And I feel like you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, you can kind of tell when a video was just kind of thrown together just for the sake of putting a video up, and I don't want to be that. I don't. People even got mad at me for like clickbait type things, but I mean, you see clickbait is all over YouTube. If you're still falling for clickbait, like, you're a little new. I think somebody said to me, like, don't be that YouTuber with clickbait type thing. But something about YouTube that people don't really think about is you have to not only be entertaining to your current audience, but you have to draw in new people. That's kind of the goal, to make it entertaining for people that have been here and maybe for somebody that just so happens to stumble upon your video. Like, I don't want to be misleading, like make the title of this video like my head explodes 3 minutes into this video, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you have to make things sound interesting to somebody, because, I mean, if you make a title brutally honest, most times people aren't gonna click on it. Just most times they won't. And when I'm naming a video, I kind of like to think like, what would I click on if I saw, you know, like what title would reel me into this? What would make me want to click this? I could talk about YouTube all day, and that's the, like, I love YouTube. I love it. I absolutely love it. When people ask me what I like to do for fun, like this is the #1 thing that I want to, but I don't always say because then, you know, they'll look up my channel and put me on blast right then and there. Or ask me the famous question, what videos do you make? But yeah, then there's that whole thing. Which, I mean, I wish I had a genre, you know, like if I was a gamer, I could just be like, oh, I make video game videos. But, you know, it's very scattered, so. And I was just ranting about this on Snapchat, like, I just wish that YouTube could be my main focus. I wish that this could be my full-time job. I don't want that to turn into like, oh, you only do this for money. But no, I mean, it's great when you find something that you love and it's rewarding. I don't know a single YouTuber that does this for free. People don't want to do YouTube for free. They don't. As much as they love doing it, it's nice to get paid for something. You put time into it. You know, I put a lot of time into it. You know, you think about what you're gonna film. Sometimes you write down what you're gonna talk about. Sometimes you have to film multiple takes. Sometimes you weren't filming at all, like I did the other day. Half my video wasn't even recorded. Then I spend, you know, a couple hours editing, and it's a long process. It's not just, oh, I took 5 minutes out of my day to film this and then boom, it's up on YouTube. You know, I don't have people do it for me. So, I mean, it's a long process. So, like anything else in life, when you feel like you put a lot of time into something, it's just nice to feel like it's growing and it's rewarding. And my channel has grown crazy. There are days I just feel so discouraged. You kind of go through that, like, what am I doing wrong type thing. But then there are days I'm like, no, like, I'm fine. I'm doing my own thing. I'm just very self-critical. I'm very hard on myself. I'm very like, what am I doing wrong? Did I say something wrong? Are people losing interest in me? Do people hate me? Like, am I boring? You know? I don't know, like, it's just, it's food for thought. And I'm not even sitting here like, oh, I'm so jealous of the people that can do YouTube as their job. Like, that's where I want to be. And it's kind of like, okay, I don't know how to get there. I'm like blindly walking this YouTube line, and people even ask me how I get to where I am. And it's like, you don't know. YouTube is such hit or miss. There are people that are on it for years and it just doesn't work. They don't get the views. It's a hit or a miss. That's where it's kind of hard. You know, there isn't like a manual like how to be big on YouTube. There really isn't. You either make it or you don't, and that's where it's kind of scary. Like, I can't imagine waking up one day and, you know, all of this being gone. You wouldn't even know how to get it back because it's so random. It's just so incredibly random, and it's total chance. The popular YouTubers that you know, like, they got popular by complete chance. It's both encouraging and kind of scary. You know, it makes you feel like, oh, like, it could happen to anybody. It could be me. It could be my friend. It makes you feel like it's possible for anyone. YouTube is where anybody can do anything, basically. What is that called? Public access TV. That's kind of what it's like. I always wondered, like, back in the day, like, did people have a format? But I guess public access was kind of the equivalent of old-fashioned YouTube. And I feel like a lot of smaller channels would be able to relate to this, where you do feel like you put in as much work as bigger YouTubers, if not sometimes more so, because you're trying to get to where they are. Because, you know, people that have millions and millions of followers, it's like they could just put up a 2-minute video of them just sitting there and people would still watch it. Whereas if I did that, you put so much work and time into trying to build it and make it better and do better things. And I want to be, like, I want to be the YouTuber that puts so much time into this that I lose my mind from it. I want to just eat, breathe, sleep, and drink YouTube, you know? But it's frustrating when you can't afford to do something that you want to be doing full time. I wish I didn't have to go out and look for another job, but I do at the moment. And, you know, I hope that one day that's not the case. And if I'm not meant to be a full-time YouTuber, then I hope something else comes along that is better suited for me, I guess. But I don't want that to ever happen because I love this. I love this. I want to be all sentimental, but I don't even know how to gather my words. I love that this is a platform that anybody can benefit from. Anybody can get any message out there that they want to, and anybody can do with it what they want. I'm always so encouraged when I hear YouTubers talking about when they were in a smaller place, like, oh, I remember when I hit like 200 subscribers. It makes it seem more reachable. It's not even like, oh, I want to be YouTube famous, I want to be super popular. It's just, I want this to be the best that it can be. I want to be able to put all of my energy into this. I've been on YouTube for 4 years. I think it'll be 5 in October. Hopefully I will have 100,000. I should, if it keeps going up at the rate it is now. That, to me, is incredible. Like, when I tell you, I couldn't even picture that. And I didn't start YouTube with the thought of like, okay, I want to have 1 million subscribers and I want to, you know, do this as my job. It was just kind of like, oh, I'll do this for fun and see where it goes. And I turned out to love it. When I get Snapchats from you guys, comments, Instagram things, when you guys make edits of me, when you draw me, I am just so beyond overwhelmed because I know there are people out there that are bigger and better, but I don't feel like success is necessarily measured by the amount of money you make. It's measured by what you get out of it, happiness-wise. You know, you can make the best of anything, and to me, I have been rewarded with the best support in the entire world. The other day I was having a bit of like an anxiety attack, like little kind of breakdown type thing. And I was saying to Brandon how I just felt so discouraged and so down and just so frustrated. And he just reminded me of you guys. He was like, but you have helped thousands of people. You know, it's a statement, but it's a deeper statement than just that, because if you think about 1,000 people, even just 1,000 people, that's a lot. And I remember when I made my self-harm story video, I didn't know how many people were gonna see that. I didn't know if it would get 10 views, 1,000, like I didn't know. And as of right now, it has close to, I think, 800,000 views. Like I was not expecting that in the least. I said that if that video could help one person, it would be worth it. I stand by that today. Like, things like that, struggles are worth it to help other people for me. It is worth it to me to put full-time energy into my YouTube, to be able to make you guys laugh 3 times a week, to make you guys smile 3 times a week, to keep you guys positive and optimistic about life. Like, that is worth it for me. Like, when I say like, oh, I wish I could afford to do this full-time, that's not like saying like, oh, I don't make enough money for this, but it's like saying I wish I didn't have to divide my energy to go do a job somewhere else that sucks up 30 hours of my week when my passion is this. I want to be able to give you guys everything. Like, I honest to God do. Like, I want to be able to go and do like meet and greets. I would love to go to Playlist Live, and it's here in Orlando. I just want to do that. I do. And I pray that YouTube never gets to my head, because I feel like there's people that used to be so down to earth that I feel like fame goes to their head. And that's not even anybody specific. I'm honestly not even thinking about anybody specific, but it can happen that way. People that used to do this for fun can just turn into cookie cutter money making video machine, and I never want to be that. To conclude this, I appreciate every ounce of support and every comment, letter, drawing, everything that you guys have supported me with. Like, any form of support, even if all you've ever given me is a thumbs up on a video or a click on the subscribe button, even if that is it, like you never did anything else, that to me is a lot. It's a lot. I know the feeling that I have when I click subscribe on another person's channel, you know what I mean? Or when I'm like, oh, this is a good video, give it a thumbs up. I know how I feel when I'm doing that. So to think about somebody else doing that to me I don't know how to describe it. I love YouTube. I love you guys. I love making videos. I mean, like, everything Brandon and I do, I'm like, oh, we could do a video about that. It's just in my brain to constantly be thinking about YouTube. When I was in my most recent job interview, because, you know, when he was like, so what is like your dream career? Like, my first thought was YouTube. But I didn't say that. You know what I said? I said I didn't know. Because I feel like it's still at a point where people don't really look at this as a career goal, and maybe if you're out there and you are like, oh, I want to be a YouTuber when I grow up, people might look at that and think that that's dumb, think that that's stupid, think you should go to college, think you should aspire to something bigger or better. Let me just say, oh, Brandon's calling me. I will call him back. See, look, I'm even not answering to my boyfriend to talk to you, so that should prove to you how invested I am. You can be anything you want, and if that is this, then I encourage you to stick with it, because I know what it feels like to feel like it's not going anywhere. You know, you'll never be able to do this full time. I have had times where I've thought I should quit. Maybe I shouldn't spend all my time doing this. When you are passionate about something, whether it pays all of your bills or none of your bills, stick with it. Just stick with it and big things can happen. Like, I did not think I would be talking about reaching 100,000 subscribers, even though I'm not there yet, but I'm close. Never even crossed my mind. Stuff happens as you stick with it that you wouldn't even believe. So I guess this video kind of turned into a sappy, you know, stick with your goals and be a go be a YouTuber if you want to, I guess. I could ramble about YouTube and all day, every day. I love it, and I have so much to say about it. You know, there's so much to be said about it. I have so much, oh my gosh, I have so much gas, first of all. I just have so much gratitude for all 96,000 plus of you guys. People can argue like, oh, YouTubers don't love their fans. I do. A lot of you guys are more loyal than people I have had in my real life. You guys mean a lot to me, and I never want you to doubt that. I never, if I ever turn into an airhead that just puts out generic videos just to make a quick buck, that's when, no. Alright, so I will see you guys again real soon. Until then, panda hugs, I love you guys. Bye! Sorry, I was filming a video.
I figured.
Sorry I blow you off to film YouTube.
It's alright. I deal with it. I brought you some food.
You did?
Uh-huh.